So I think something like Lambert though would not do that. I think,
Well, Lambert's only 40. That's why.
Lambert's got plenty of years to be able to think about what he wants to do and progress his career. I mean, look at Darren Ferguson. He's gone all around in 14 months. He's gone from here, there, and everywhere. He's ended up back at Posh. Well, okay. It turns out that apparently it was a fallout between himself and the chairman about what happened when they got relegated last season. But now look at them, they're probably trying to get back up into the league that we're in at the moment. And Peterborough used to be in the top flight and they're a very good side.
Jimmy,
very good club.
Why do you not support a club as its name is Posh? Why don't you support?
Well, because Peterborough is a shithole.
Really, Jimmy?
He's never been.
He's never been.
Excuse me, like my grandmother was cremated there. Thank you very much.
Well, so you now got
it took us an hour to get there.
So basically, if you've been whatever city you've been to, you then start supporting. You're born in Bristol, support them. Went to uni in Portsmouth, support them.
Well, yeah.
Now live in Norwich, support Norwich.
Well, yeah, obviously 3 teams.
So you know the next thing, he's going to be at Eldis Park all next season when he lives in Durham.
He went to St Petersburg a couple of years ago, didn't you?
Why didn't support 12 years ago?
Well, admittedly, I'll give the fact that if I'd support an Italian club, I'd support Fiorentina from when I went to Florence last. But that's because Fiorentina are a decent big side in Italy.
He's balancing.
But that's the only side I support in Italy. If I went somewhere else in Italy, I wouldn't then decide I'm going to support Fiorentina and Roma, for example.
No, God, no.
Yeah?
Dangerous.
Well, no, I'd be dead because they hate Roma and Fiorentina.
I've got a name for you. Martin
Cantor?
No, just Martin. Russell Martin.
Russell Martin.
What a finish.
Not Chris Martin.
What an acute finish.
Brilliant. We were sitting right behind it and we couldn't work out how it went in still.
We couldn't
work out how it went. He hit it and I thought, he's blazed that. Then somehow it came off the underside of the bar.
I think the thing was that when he shot, there were about 4 or 5 bodies sort of falling about everywhere. I mean, more interesting.
I thought he was going to knock it back across.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to knock it back across. I mean, it was just, I went fucking nuts. I mean, you could actually see me on the Football League show.
Yes.
Celebrating.
What? Oh, it's a goal.
Jimmy with his camera.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He does this. Yeah. Everyone rips a piss out of him.
VGA
camera. We haven't got VGA.
Oh, Jimmy's got Taco Light now.
Yeah. Jimmy's in this century.
It's not bad.
3 megapixels.
It's better than the camera on my iPhone.
Thanks to
my 3.2.
Thanks to my wonderful girlfriend for my Christmas present, and it's worked really well. They should be on my Facebook page. And it's very good.
Great.
They'll be on the Mardle page, actually.
What about Ware's performance yesterday? Superb.
Well, he got man of the
match. As evidenced by Football League show. Every time we attacked, he was there.
Sorry, Jim. I was just taking account number.
Yes, the number of terms, we've got kind of 35 from West.
Oh, we don't care about the terms.
But so he got man of the match, and fire deserved, yeah, but we still thought he should go to Russell Martin. But nevertheless, though, yes, he was very.
I think Russell Martin is absolutely epic. He's improved so much from last season that even though I said on the Mardle on Friday night when we did it live, that on the Mardle, that he is Lambert's best signing. He was bought from Peterborough, who were in the Championship at the time, and wouldn't play him. And I'd say he's probably one of the top 2 or 3 right backs in the Championship now.
Do we think it's a mark of Culverhouse and Lambert that Martin didn't do the business under Peterborough and the Peterborough staff? Yeah, he's performing. Well, this is a testament to how much Lambert and the team gets out of the players.
And do you think that when he first came to us, and we did criticise him last season for looking poor, didn't we? When he first came to us last season,
no better than the summer ball.
He was no better than Semi. No. But now he's brilliant. He's defensively solid.
Now he's got a semi. He's got a semi for Norwich.
Yeah.
I think it's very, very effective indeed. And I think that the key thing was also that Dad and I mentioned yesterday. Was the fact
Dad and I.
Your dad came yesterday.
Dad and I mentioned was the fact that
Mr. MacArthur Senior, MacLeod Senior, MacLeod.
Yeah. It was the fact that
Conor MacLeod and the Clan MacLeods, Highlander.
Yeah. It was the fact that Zach Whitbread and
Elliot.
Leon
Barnett.
Elliot?
I can't forget his name.
Elliot Ward's white, Leon Barnett's black.
That's right.
Remember that. That's how you tell the difference.
It's a pair of shade of grey. And also Adam Drury, of course, they were hardly mentioned, and that's very good. Because if your defence is hardly mentioned, it usually means things have been going well. And they were very solid. All 3 of them were very solid. Russell Martin, the other defender, actually was obviously scored the goal, and was very attacking, which is good. And also John Ruddy was hardly mentioned. Actually, he's been getting better and better for the last 4 or 5 games. He's been getting better. I know Matt and I and
I'd like to make a point of that.
I'd like to say something first because I have to say something from the pre-Christmas stuff we had on Huckerbys Boots is that I do have to say to Sean Grant Holt Barber that the result of the Love Ruddy Clown Ruddy was 18-15 Love Ruddy.
Love Ruddy.
So as a result, I have to say now that I love John Ruddy.
John, if you're watching, I love you. I've always loved you, like a man loves another man.
What I would say is, for God's sake, talk more to your defence.
I'll tell you what, there's something really interesting. We walked around the pitch 4 or 5 minutes in, didn't we?
That's right.
And we were actually walking behind the Cardiff for attack, and it was when Chopra had that shot. And
is it Chopra or Chopra?
Chopra. Chopra.
Anyway, don't matter.
Anyway, that's not like Jimmy. You're posh. I pronounce it differently because I'm
come on, make your point.
Anyway, but the point is that we were 2 feet away from Ruddy because we were at his net.
Yeah.
And he was on his line, and we could hear him actually communicating with the team. And he has started the last 8 weeks or so. I think it's something that Culverhouse has been working on with him.
The goalkeeper is the most vital
talk to the defence.
Yeah. Sorry. You two do this all the time.
Talk to the defence. Well, I was talking and Jimmy just talked over me.
Yeah, you doing it.
The goalkeeper is the most vital part of all.
And I was still talking.
You're doing it. One at a time.
Because he can see all the other 10 players at once. He's got to be communicating at all times, especially to his back 4. And for the last 3 or 4 games, he's been doing that. That really is vital. It's so important. Even if it's just saying, "Oh, well done, mate, keep it up," or whatever it may be, just do it. Because they know that you're there, you can what something. And if it's something wrong, tell them. You shout out and bark it out and say they're doing something wrong.
Well, the point I want to make, if I can be allowed to talk on my video podcast, that the chap I work with, the Scottish chap, I don't work with him, he's based in Scotland, he works for our company.
Sorry.
Not Dave. What are you laughing at?
A Scottish chap you work with.
He works for my company.
Okay.
He works from Scotland. No, not Ran.
Martin Cannon.
Jim. Anyway, Jim is a Motherwell supporter, and Ruddy was on loan to Motherwell last season. And he said that Ruddy had a very shaky start. He did make some howlers. But once the fans got behind him and he got are you listening? It's important.
Yeah, I am. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah.
The fans got behind him. You ain't looking at his fat gut.
Oh, so I was making sure he's official.
Get a monkey back. Let me finish my Ruddy point.
I'm waiting with three.
Right, at Motherwell.
That was quite good. Let me finish my Ruddy
point. Leave it.
Let go. I like that.
Motherwell. Let me finish my Ruddy point. Ruddy L. At Motherwell, he had a shaky start until the fans got behind him. He got confident. And then the season went on, he got better and better. And then he was awesome, and the fans loved him. And they wanted him to stay like we did Forster last season.
Okay.
So all this, I mean, we haven't got massive, following, but I'm sure some of the players might be listening to the podcast. They might be looking at the Pinko message board. Ruddy might be the same. We've got to get behind him. We can't be slating the players. Our duty as fans is to make noise at the ground and to get behind the players. If they do read the papers and the Pinko and everything, and we're slating them, it's going to affect their confidence. So, Ruddy, we've got to start. I'm still talking. Don't talk until I've finished talking. That's the rule. We're not chatting shit. The fans have a responsibility to do their part. Yeah, so and a lot of negativity, bashing a player's confidence, it can filter to them and affect them. So if we just got all behind the players, people like John Ruddy, especially a new keeper coming in, then he might feel confident and.
Okay. How do you think?
I'm finished.
Okay. How do you think Rudd did last weekend against Lake Norrie? Talking about our other keeper, Declan Rudd.
I think he done as well as Ruddy did yesterday.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he's broken his jaw in that behind closed doors friendly. I do think he deserves a little bit more time in the team, though. Maybe some of the lesser games to let him in, to give him a shout, to have a go. Talking about the Motherwell point, I just want to make one point about that. He was playing in the Scottish Premier League, which is the equivalent of the Blue Square Conference.
Well, Forster's there now.
Well, I wouldn't say it's that weak. I would say what it is.
It's League One Championship.
Yeah, exactly. Rangers and Celtic are Championship.
Championship.
And everybody else is
every other team is.
So therefore, running for Motherwell is League One.
So he's as good as Forster.
Which is why he's struggling. Forster played for Celtic, the moment played fine.
Forster isn't playing too well for Celtic.